Hey, I'm strummerdood or Matt or whatever, I don't know. Let's talk about the Binding of Isaac and how it uses homages differently than most games. And it might be pronounced homages, I don't know, sorry if it's wrong.
Like his commercial hit Super Meat Boy, developer Edmund McMillen's follow-up The Binding of Isaac wears its influences proudly through various little nods to 8-bit titles like Castlevania 2 and Bomberman. However, in the case of Isaac, these homages are more than curtain dressing to pander to gamers. I feel they go a long way to enhance not only the world, not only the protagonist, but the theme of the title. Looking past the cryptic nature of the plot, you have Isaac, who is simply escaping into his own world in order to deal with the issues of his actual reality. This is one of the few details confirmed by McMillen following an excellent write-up of the game's story by Justin Robert. With this in mind, he populates this pseudo-reality with what he's familiar with: his religious upbringing, his mother, his general fears, and of course, video games. Much of his imagined basement is evocative of The Legend of Zelda. The HUD, the dungeon layouts, and really just the general functionality of the game. This one tribute is effective on a number of levels, most obviously in creating the environment, but also consider that this world is the brainchild of a little kid sitting in his room. I mean, think about the stories you wrote when you were grounded and stuck in your room as a kid. I know most of what I wrote was derivative of the games I was into at the time. I made an entire comic book series that followed the plot and aesthetics of Star Fox 64 to a T. Once I got into Final Fantasy, I began making large overworld maps to tell my stories within, and I can't even give an accurate estimate on how many variations of the Master Sword popped up in my own adventures. Having elements from other games effectively illustrates his protagonist as a creative little kid, and throws some legitimate nostalgia into the mix as well. These crib details also go a long way in making Isaac more universally relatable. You might not share the same fears or upbringing, but you likely play video games either as a means to escape or to better understand your world and the issues you face every day. It plays into the game's theme, which is a general observation of how kids deal with problems through forms of escapism. And I think it's safe to say that video games are one of Isaac's greatest coping mechanisms. It's his security blanket, and I like the idea that without video games, Isaac's avatar really has no means of confronting his demons, as they make up the fundamental tools he utilizes to progress through the game. At the same time, the dual nature of the box or chest that Isaac retreats to is representative of the big chests in Zelda, which brings up an interesting counterpoint that getting stuck in these worlds could have adverse effects. This makes jumping into this character's shoes easier because, again, you are literally playing a video game to experience this story. In film, capturing an emotion or major plot movement visually is far more satisfying than simply blurting out the change. In gaming, having all these details built into the basic design helps drive home its point more effectively, and I believe The Binding of Isaac does just that with its use of homages. And hey, if none of this matters to you, Boiler's pretty rad. I'll probably go watch that now.